What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars. I know what you're saying. Rabbit, it's caught behind you. I know. This car goes perfectly with the story I want to tell you guys about. Perfectly. A lot of times I don't know what's coming in right and left. I just hop my ass in this chair and talk. Kobe told me, man, I got a buddy that is the biggest Starsky and Hutch fan ever. I'm like, hell, I'm not a Starsky and Hutch fan. I'm down. This dude is a super fan. He actually has the largest private collection of Starsky and Hutch stuff. This is an actual Starsky and Hutch TV show. None of that Ben Stiller, Luke Wilson, or whatever the hell his name is, movie shit. This is the real TV show car. 1976 Gran Torino in bright red, white stripe, 460 under the hood. Protecting Bay City, aka Los Angeles, kids. This thing has been fully restored. Motor's been built up a little bit. She's a little hot, catching the criminals. This is the coolest cop car ever. I mean, you gotta think about it. You think about all your TV show cops. This one's right up there. I'm having a hard time coming up with anything cooler than this. Actually, he was telling us about the TV show Starsky and Hutch, and he was saying that they originally wanted to use a Camaro, a green Camaro. And I'm thinking, and I'm not, the biggest Ford fan in the world. I'm a GM guy, but I'm going to tell you something. If I had my choice between a 75 Camaro and this, I'm going to take the big red Reno. That's a cool cop car. This ain't no black and white. This ain't no Car 54, Where Are You? Or, a Galaxy from the Andy Griffith Show. Or, like even Rockford Files. A crappy brown Firebird. This thing's made to go on a lunchbox. Like, this is way, like Knight Rider, I guess, and Michael Knight wasn't really a cop, but is the only competition for the Starsky and Hutch car in the crime-fighting car category. Hands down. Hands down. Kit's cool, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm kind of scared to touch it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure this guy's got like cop credentials to even own this thing. Got the light on the top, got the radio. I mean, this is like real deal shit here. This is way cooler than your uncle that drives the old Crown Vic police car. This right here is like hot date material. So that brings us into what I want to talk about today. We were in Daytona Beach the other week, enjoying the beautiful warm weather, and it's cold as Meg's wife's heart right now here in Greenville, and I am missing Daytona Beach so bad, so bad. We were out riding around. This was Friday night, I believe it was. We were down in Daytona, and you got to think about Daytona Beach. There's a lot of young guys riding around, and and I used to be that young guy, and Kobe back when horses and stuff were around, riding around, and it used to be like Gunsmoke. He was that guy, and you know what I'm saying. And what do kids do? They gather, they hang out, find a parking lot somewhere. They ain't worried about COVID restrictions or anything like that. They do what teenagers and young guys do, and all got their hot rods, and they're or what they think's a hot rod, and we just literally were all kind of nostalgic anyway, come riding up in a 5.0 Mustang and kind of feeling our whole high school days all over again. And we seen these bunch of young guys. We actually, by accident, we found them, because all the car show guys were meeting in this one parking lot. And, it was a real small parking lot, and it was okay. It wasn't like the years past because of all the COVID stuff. They had a lot of things blocked off. Of course, Kobe, if he doesn't have a milkshake every 15 minutes, he'll die. So we had to go to the Steak and Shake, and we pulled in the Steak and Shake parking lot, and lo and behold, I'm in a sea of squatted trucks and crappy fourth gen Camaros and Mustangs, and never seen so many damn LED lights in my life. And next thing you know, I started seeing tire smoke. I'm like, put the blinker on, that's where we need to go. We had a blast. These kids hanging out, of course, a lot of them guys watch the channel, coming up, taking selfies. Hell, we're just sitting in the back of the truck. I'm driving my Silverado, sitting in the back of the truck, having a good time, just cutting up. Hey, Rabbit, this and this and this and this. We're just sipping on a milkshake, watching the kids, just having a good time. Literally, probably twice the age of anybody there. The three of us, me, the douchebag, Matt, the camera guy, and Kobe. And we're sitting there, but we're having a good time. You know, I mean, it's like the old days. We used to do that all the time, every Friday and Saturday night. Matter of fact, there was a guy there, had a green dart, 69 dart, lime green dart. This thing, and it was bad news. Old car was rattling the ground. It was a nice-ass little dart. He come pull it in. I mean, just all these cool cars. And I mean, it was squad. There was a Tahoe there, I swear to you, all things holy. Had so many damn lights on it. I mean, it was insane, the LED lights in this thing. I was envious. I'm automatically drawn to anything that lights up. But this thing just boggles the mind. It hurts your eyes to look at it. Anyway, and these kids started doing burnouts. Hell, we're hanging out, just having a good old time. Go sit in the back of the truck, sipping on a milkshake, shooting shit with the youth. You know, hanging out with my peeps. You know, these guys know how to party. You know, they ain't worried about a mask, or they weren't worried about, you know, anything. You know, they're just having a good time in an empty parking lot, you know, behind the Steak and Shake. You know, we're sitting there having a good time, and all of a sudden, finally, and all of a sudden, through the smoke, you seen blue and red lights, Daytona PD coming in. It really wasn't getting too wild yet, but you know, cops come in, of course. It's kind of like cockroaches when you cut the lights on, they just scatter. Everybody's rolling. Hey, Rabbit, hey, we'll see, brother. Got cops, man, cops. I look over Kobe, I look over Matt, I'm like, they ain't gonna do shit to me, you know? What are you gonna write me a ticket for enjoying my milkshake? So we're just sitting there, and cops circling around. He's going down the rows of cars. We're on the far row, and he's just back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. He comes down and stops. Gets out of his SWAT car, and he goes, "You're a little old to be hanging around here, aren't you? So just enjoying a milkshake, bud, on a beautiful Friday night." He goes, his partner gets out, walks around, he goes, "You're that guy." So I took a few selfies with the cops. They didn't give me a hard time. So anyway, everybody was watching the cops talking to us when we were leaving. So we left, you know, after we finished our milkshake. We left, shot shit with them for a minute, and went down, and we done found out they're hanging out in a parking lot down the street. So we show up down there, come right up. "Cops give you a hard time?" Hell no, I saw the cop taking a selfie with him. You know, I love you guys, and it's hilarious. You know, it made me think about it, because the cops all in all were cool. You know, I'm sure somebody called them. They had to show up and make an appearance. And the cops actually came to the second place. And hell, they were just kind of hanging out, you know. And that's the thing. Like, yeah, we had cool cops like that back in the day. You had those ones that had wore that badge like a crown. Then you had the ones that were just cool. You know, they're doing their job. You know, you weren't getting any trouble, causing any ruckus. You know, that's the thing. Like, I love those cops because they were good guys. I mean, you know, as long as you were just out showing your ass and just having a good time hanging out, not tearing up something, trashing the place, what's the harm in it? And that's something that I've never understood, you know, with the cruising laws. Like, you know, that was not even a thing when I was a teenager. Now we have cruising laws. It's like our Main Street. If I could have $1 for every time I rode at a low speed down Main Street in my life, I could retire. And now we have cruising laws. And I'm like, so you make 2 passes and they can write you a $1,500 ticket. How about if you're looking for a damn parking space? This is the thing with that. And I understand, you know, some of the businesses don't like it and all that stuff. But yeah, on the other hand, it's a public road. I own a business. There's a lot of shit that goes on in front of my place I don't like. But you know what? It's part of it. And at the end of the day, would you rather have the youth right there in front of you in one spot, and you can have a few guys patrolling, kind of catching both ends of it? Low speed, I mean, it's really hard to get in much trouble at 7 miles an hour. Or would you rather them be off at home in a party behind closed doors, getting into Lord knows what? Give you a little something to think about. Guys, we'll catch you next time at Rabbit's Used Cars. I'm looking at this one, right? Just, it was going great. And all of a sudden, hang on, my little is broke. All of a sudden.
Still broke.
Must be cold. Gotta let it warm up a little bit. Then all of a sudden.
One more.
It's cold, is what it is. You know, we're sitting there having a good time, and then all of a sudden, I hit the mic that time. I think I dislocated my thumb.
Here, I'll make
Take 37. See, hey, what are you sitting on your hands over there? How do you?
Hey Rob, let's do a redo the intro, and I want you to do a hood slide.
Matt, that man's standing right there.
Yeah.
He showed me pictures of a child holding a die-cast car in 1976 like this one. He's not comfortable with me sitting in front of it. He will whip my ass. I am not doing that.
Did you ask him?
Love it. Oh!